Hello everyone, my name is Legend Ronnie and this game is Rise of Kingdoms. Now, this is one of the most awaited videos for you guys. Archers versus infantry. So this is what I'm doing right now. There's going to be 4 tests. So 4 tests of archers versus infantry. Now, are archers going to win against the infantry? Well, we're about to find out. Before anything else, I have to tell you that if you know how to do your builds, guys, you can win with infantry against almost anything. So yeah, I just scouted him. He had Richard and Sun Tzu, which was a little bit wrong. Yeah, so he switched and then we started the attack. So right now I'm doing Hermann with El Cid, which is one of my builds. The reason I'm using this build is because it's very fast. So I like the speed on this build. I like it a lot. So that is the main reason why I'm doing Hermann and El Cid. So yeah, there is silence, there is pushback. We are doing only with 50,000 troops. So this is only 50,000 troops test. I have to say that it was some very nice tests. I did enjoy them and I did like them quite a lot. Very interesting. Very interesting. And there you go. Hermann and El Cid. El Cid is maxed out, his max skill. Hermann is 57. It's true, he's not level 60, he's missing like 3 talents. It's not that crazy, 3 talents at this point. So yeah, there you go. Hermann and El Cid, as fast as they are, you know, they are really not great. So I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I'm going on red. I'm going red, more red, more red, and I'm being smashed. And there you go. Dragotin, level 60 Richard, level 50 Charles Martel versus Hermann and El Cid. It pretty much failed. I think I checked the troops buff. I was out of the alliance, he was out of the alliance. So my archer attack is 106%, cavalry health, well, it doesn't matter. Archer's defense 105, archer's health 64%. And then his infantry 105, 126 and 83%. So that are the stats as well. You can see that it's Max Hermann, Max El Cid versus Max Richard and Max Charles Martel. So this particular test failed. So at this point I leveled El Cid to level 60. I've done his talents and now I'm doing El Cid. I think it's El Cid with YSG. Yeah, he retreated because of the barbarians. So I think I'm finishing off the barbarians. So there you go. Now this is again, and now is probably the best way. So now it's El Cid 6-star level 50. So it's unfortunately it's only level 50 with Richard the First. So this is the famous build El Cid, you know, Richard El Cid YSG. That people are keep saying that he's very powerful, he's very OP, you know, he wins stuff, and I don't know, let's see it. It doesn't seem so victorious to me as well. So this is what I'm trying to say. If you know how to make your build, you know how to make your things with your infantry, you'll always win. Infantry is so defensive, it's just like that, it's built like that. Any videos that you've seen, guys, where infantry was losing, is just people that don't know how to make their builds. As it is what it is, that is the truth. So again, this is T5 versus T5. We are both out of the alliance, so it's only talents that can make a difference. This is max out commanders versus max out commanders, and apparently El Cid is failing. So yeah, there was a little bit higher damage because, you know, apparently they went on yellow, so there is a lot more damage because of YSG, but it's just not enough. Yep. And smashed. So there you go, the battle report. 10,000 severely wounded on my side, 9,200 severely wounded on his side. Almost 40,000 heal from Richard and Charles Martel. Yeah, that is pretty sick, yo. I have to say, it's pretty sick. So it was a little bit better than Herman and El Cid, but not, you know, not crazy enough. So I believe that I go on the troops buff as well. Yeah, there you go. Maxed out legendaries versus maxed out legendaries. It is 10 talents difference, which can make a bit of a difference, but not that crazy. Not sure if the talents will actually make that much of a difference to win against Dragotin at this point. Yeah, so let's go ahead and let's see the next test. Now this is gonna be my, this is 210. So this is my Julius Caesar with my YSG, you know, my famous Archer build. So this is the third try. 4,600 damage is not that high, to tell you the truth. Yep, there you go. Heal, 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 damage. The whole point of trying to take down the infantry on 1 versus 1, you need to out damage the hill. So if you can't out damage the hill, then you will never going to defeat the infantry. It is what it is, that is the truth. So those are tier 5 legionnaires, which are the strongest infantry. And this is my Julius Caesar and YSG. Now I'm probably gonna speed it up a little bit forward because, you know, I don't want it to be very, very boring. So look at that, 246,000 archers versus 210, and I'm going on yellow. Yep, he's going on yellow as well, but at some point he's gonna start recovering more troops than I'm actually doing damage. Yep, or not. Well, anyway. So I let him smash me. I said, listen, I want to see proper report. YSG, Julius Caesar YSG versus infantry. Yep. And defeat. So the infantry was victorious again. But again, if you look at the severely wounded, there's 43,000 severely wounded versus 41,000 severely wounded. So it's not much of a difference. Now you realize if there would have been like another group attacking Dragotin in the same time, or if he would have had to engage another battle, you realize that at some point he would have had a lot more severely wounded than the opponents. So he's winning 1 versus 1. But is this like the best build that you want to use in combat? You know, it's, I don't know. So yeah, again, 246,000 troops versus 210,000 troops, and there you go. Infantry won again. Why? Because you need to know how to do your builds. This is 1 versus 1, as I mentioned. This is 1 versus 1, guys. Is nothing crazy about 1 versus 1. The real actual test for troops is when you do battles, when it's massive battles, when, you know, like people surround you and all that. That's when you can test the actual true strength of your troops, not in 1 versus 1. 1 versus 1 is just, you know, random tests. It's just something that people enjoy apparently, so this is the reason I'm also doing them. But what I'm trying to prove in this video is that if you know how to do your builds, if you know how to do your talents, you can beat archers, you can beat cavalry, you can beat anything you want with infantry. Now at the end of the video, I'm also going to explain why I'm not Rome anymore. Alright, so again, max commanders. Now for the last test, is again 50,000 troops. This is my Herman with my YSG. Now the reason I wanted to do this particular build is because they both grant attack to the troops, they both have chance for rage restoration, and Herman has higher nuke than El Cid. Herman maxed out has 1150, and he's also being boosted by YSG. So this is Herman and YSG. Now this is gonna be probably the most entertaining and the most nice battle, so pay attention to this one. Alright, so it starts Again, as archers I'm doing less damage and infantry is actually doing more damage to me. And now it's just hearts. Herman, YSG. Now watch this. Herman again, skill, YSG, skill. Now watch this. Herman skill, YSG skill. Herman skill, YSG skill. Herman skill. So it's going like that non-stop. They are like a machine gun of skills. So look at that. It doesn't have time to do anything. It's just Herman YSG, Herman YSG, and even that super defensive 1 versus 1 build, it's actually taking a tremendously large amount of damage. So this is the way you can put a lid on the infantry, is by having a lot of skill damage. So with a lot of skill damage and casting skills as much as possible, that's the way you can actually defeat the infantry, because the actual damage on the archers is relying on the skill damage they do, is not on the archers themselves. So yeah, that was pretty amazing for a moment when I was doing so much damage against him that he's actually was not managing to heal as much as I was doing damage, but at some point he's recovering because of too much heal. I also believe that it matters the synchronization of the skills, because you know Herman does silence. So if Herman doesn't silence Richard when he's full rage, it's pretty pointless, because you know, rage is gonna be built while it's silenced. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So Herman needs to do the silence before Richard casts the skill, so that way it's gonna delay and rage is being wasted. You know, this is what I'm trying to say. But you cannot synchronize that, because it's all about the rage restoration, and since both Herman and YSG, they have 2 rage restoration skills with chance, with 10% chance, you know, this is unpredictable. But yeah, this is the most close battle that I had. It was with Herman and YSG against Richard and Charles Martel, against this super defensive build that he has. Again, this is just 1 versus 1 builds, guys. Yeah, these are very rare builds. So let's see. Now this is something you want to notice. So you see that super healing, it's actually helping win the battle, but in the end, who was actually victorious in this battle? He has 500 more severely wounded than I do. So if the battle would have lost longer for him, or again, if someone else would have attacked him, you know, he would have just had more severely wounded because of the super heal that he has on this particular build. But it is very defensive. It's looks like it's the most defensive build, and it's just not something I recommend. Again, if you know how to make your build, if you know how to make your talents build with infantry, you can build anything. Now I did say that I'll mention at the end of the video why I'm not with Rome anymore, why I'm with Ottomans. Well, it's very simple. It's very simple because in war, it's not 1 versus 1. It's never 1 versus 1. So all these tests, when you do war, goes down the shizzle. Everything that matters in war is speed. In a war, that's everything that matters. Is speed, is efficiency, how efficient you are, having less severely wounded than your enemy. These are the most 3 important things in a war. This is why I'm with Ottomans. I need skill damage to deal as much damage as possible, and I need fast troops. And third, I need archers, powerful archers, because you can see that even special archers that are not as strong as they used to be with some specific builds, you can actually beat even archers with infantry. So this is the reason why I'm with Ottomans right now, because of the speed, because my tier 4 infantry, it's very fast because it's normal, it's not the special one. The special ones, they are slower than the normal ones, either tier 4 or tier 5. And my cavalry is the same, you know, they are the normal cavalry, tier 4 and tier 5 cavalry, which are also faster than the special one. And then archers, they are just more stronger and they help me a little bit, especially with YSG being maxed out for AoE. That's the reason I'm with Ottomans right now. Again, there is a reason why in description of the video there are links, so if you're interested in specific builds you can always check them. But the builds that I usually recommend is the ones that are on my Discord, or the ones that I usually show them on my live streams, or the one that I already have them uploaded on my videos. Those are the battle builds, those are the builds that you should focus on. The rest of the builds, they are very rare, special occasions and all that. Until next time, this is your boy Ronnie signing out. Peace out, yo, and take care. There you go. Infantry are the best.